All right, there we go. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Card Hedge podcast. We missed y'all.
Yeah, we were on hiatus, baby.
I'm your co-host, Omar. That's my man, JD. Thank you guys for stopping by. Like my man said, we were on a bit of a hiatus. Mainly me. Once again.
Yeah, you know what? It was equal.
It was kind of equal, but I think
slammed.
Yeah, so you're in education up in the Northeast, so that just kicked off for you guys.
Yep.
School just started for us as well, and the second half of the year for me was where the bulk of my activity was going to be happening, trips and this, that, and the other. And then in the midst of all that, I decided to not be a fat ass and get my ass in the gym 3 times a week. That's tough to do. So just hey man, the fact of the matter is that we took a little time off, which was good for the brain.
Yep. In the words of Stu from The Hangover, we are back. We are so back.
Favorite Hangover episode movie?
Oh man,
one, two, or three.
It's tough to beat the original.
It is.
2's pretty damn good though.
You
know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 3 was actually, you know what? The first time I watched 3, that's when they go to Thailand, right?
Yes, correct.
So like I didn't think that one was funny the first time.
But you watch it again and it's like
I watch it again and I'm like, this is pretty goddamn funny.
So the thing is that 3 was so full of the antics were so over the top that it made up for the fact that it was like, this is just kind of the same story again, right? But it's like just like the same guys in a new situation. Like that works, right? If you got good chemistry, which they do, those actors do, and then you put them in the same characters in a same situation, just in a different setting, that can work for the first 1 or 2, maybe even 3 movies in this case, right?
So the first 2 are like the first one is just classic. I mean, it's classic. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson, that whole thing.
Yeah.
But anyway, we don't want
not at the table. Not at the table is like my favorite line. Right?
Yeah.
Come on, man. Not at the table. Oh man, dude, lots to talk about, lots to go over. A lot of stuff happening. As you can see, I'm repping the brand.
Yep. Fanboy Omar is back.
That's right, baby. So big announcement from them 2 days ago, which was the release of their app, which I think kind of got overshadowed a little bit. But
because
price drop.
Everybody only cares about the price drop.
Everybody fired up about the price drop. So you and I have been very vocal about the fact that we wanted to see a price drop from SGC because we wanted them to have more volume and be more competitive in the market, try to gain some of that market share that the juggernaut that is PSA has always controlled. And we felt that they were such a good service and such a good process in the way that they do their things that with just a slight price drop that they could really gain some market share. And the numbers, you and I have gone over the numbers several times, and the numbers prove that month after month, right? According to the gym rate data.
Yep.
And they did. They dropped to an even $15 across the board, no minimums. And then they dropped TCG to $9, no minimums. Really going after that TCG market. I know that's something that you were, really, really kind of bringing up. And then the other thing that I think is kind of flying a little under the radar, and you give me your thoughts on it, which I think was the juggernaut of all the announcements. And even as I went back and I watched my video that I did on it, which was a live reaction to the actual announcement, I overlooked it as well, which is $49 for a 2-day service.
I thought it was $40
or $40 or whatever it is. Yeah. Is it $40?
$40 for basically instant.
Exactly. Exactly.
Which is in the grand scheme of things, that like if you get a card and you're going to a show in a couple days or a week or whatever.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I again,
So your thoughts on the whole situation? I know
So
you and I haven't talked since
we
then.
haven't really talked about it. So, I'm happy that they dropped to 15. I think it's long overdue, and I think for me, I didn't do a video on it. I knew you were gonna, so I went I already had a video recorded, and I went in a different direction altogether.
Okay.
Which is fine, you know what I mean. But I thought your video was well done, and I thought you covered all the key points and whatever, and weren't like, I mean, people are gonna say whatever, you know what I mean. But I think you covered all the major points. For me, it's you can now sub through like Boca card subs for like $14 a card,
Which is
and
phenomenal.
which is yeah. So to give everybody a little perspective, like my bulk submitter that I go through, it's $24 a card for PSA. So 19, and then they charge $5 on top of it for whatever.
Yeah.
So essentially, you can, I know the math doesn't line up perfectly, but it's essentially like a 2-for-1 now, right?
Right. Yeah.
So it just goes back to the age-old question. What are you trying to do? What do you want to do? Now, I've always, and I've said this 1,000 times, I don't want to like waste a whole bunch of time on it, but if I'm trying to flip a hot young rookie or some crap like that,
Yeah.
I'm going to go to SGC. And again, even if the card is $100 in a PSA 10 and it's $70 or $75 in an SGC 10, I'm in and out of it, and I'm gone.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So I don't see why,
especially for baseball.
Right.
Hot young prospects.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. The prospects, the this, the that, whatever, like you can use it. I think like I've been like really like the last couple of weeks where we haven't really been doing much as far as like prepping for the show and doing our things, whatever. I've been looking like a lot at football and trying to understand why it's just quarterbacks really and nothing else, because it just football is like a sport to me that makes no sense that it's just quarterbacks. It's just so weird, right?
You mean like just quarterbacks in the sense of the hobby love
that's all everybody ever wants is a quarterback.
Yeah.
And okay, like I understand like the injury thing and whatever else, but that's a conversation for another day. So I'm looking at it, and in a sport like football, week to week, man, like SGC matters in football to me.
Yeah, that's
they
a good
matter
point.
to me. And if you're doing that whole flip thing and whatever else, like I flip cards, like I totally flip cards to buy other cards. And SGC in a football season where week to week, you know what I mean? You're getting a banged up Mahomes, or you're doing this, if I'm going to sell the card, like I understand the maximum amount of dollar thing, but right now PSA is a month to a little bit, maybe
like 2 months
6 weeks.
is from what I'm hearing. Yeah.
I mean, we've been doing about a month and a half.
So about 6 weeks.
That's a long time in football.
Yeah, a lot can happen in 6 weeks, Bubba.
A lot, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think SGC certainly has its place. They clearly are by the numbers, and it's something I think you and I have believed for a while now. They clearly have cemented themselves in the number 2 hole. And sure. Again, I mean, PSA is like the 90s Bulls. You're just not beating them. And that's okay, right? Because, kind of like in anything else, right? Dynasties do come to an end. And I'm not saying SGC is going to take over. I mean, for all we know, CGC could take over someday. Who the hell knows, right? But I think SGC is doing the things to remain relevant. The app, I haven't downloaded the app. I haven't been on the app yet. Awesome. But from what I hear from you, from what I hear from Bobbles, from what I hear from kind of everybody else, it's a really good app.
Yep.
You spoke to the whole process of developing the app, and we know firsthand.
That's right.
And the bootay.
That's right.
So, the app will get better. People are going to criticize things. That's what they do. But I think overall, SGC is just continuing to firm up that their position in the hobby. Mm-hmm. They're not going away. They're not going away.
No.
They're going to continue to grow, and you know what I mean. Like Walmart wasn't built overnight.
Yeah,
You
yeah, that's
know,
right.
like
Yeah.
Walmart started with a couple stores. You
Yeah.
know, and or one store in Arkansas, and they weren't even called Walmart, right? Weren't they called something else? And then before you know it,
I think it was like Walton's General Store or
yeah,
something like that.
something, right? So I mean,
Would you
things.
say that PSA is Walmart and SGC is Target?
Ooh, Target or Target?
Target. I'd say that's a pretty damn fair comparison. Because let's face it, you can go to Target and you can get much nicer shit.
Yeah, but you
It's
can get
a
straight
nice
up skank
store.
at Walmart.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to me, PSA is the Lexus dealership, right?
Okay.
And SGC is the
The
Toyota
Toyota.
dealership. It's the
Yeah.
same goddamn plastic,
Right.
just
But
with a
if you're
different emblem.
yeah, but if you're smart, you buy the Camry, not the ES.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Smart money buys the Camry.
Yeah. Yep.
Dumb money buys the ES.
Yeah. Right. You're
Right?
buying the same damn car, but
Yeah.
paying twice the
Yeah.
price.
One buys the
So
LX 470, the other one buys the
yeah.
Land Rover.
Yep.
Right? Or
And
the
like
Land Cruiser.
for me now, it's seriously like now I'm a big fan of putting my money where my mouth is. I've been saying all
Same.
along I want them to get back down to about 15. I was curious what the bulk submitters were going to do,
Yeah, same.
and
Yeah, me too.
I've got
What's
I
Bobbles
had a
doing?
so Bobbles just posted he's no longer submitting.
What?
Yeah, so Bobbles is done submitting.
Bobbles.
Yeah, there's you can message him. He'll
Yeah,
tell
I'll
you.
have message. Yeah, well, you and I, we
I'm
got
not
a
gonna
group chat with him.
I'm not gonna
Yeah.
talk about it on the air. But bottom
Really?
line is, um,
That was the plug too, man.
it sounds like there's some flexibility with the bulk submitters, and it was
Okay.
interesting because I was wondering. I'm interested to see what happens. Put
Yeah.
it that way.
Yeah.
So again, I think great, solid stuff, right?
Yeah.
Solid stuff.
Absolutely.
I'm still going to submit to PSA, and I'm now going to figure out how to submit. I mean, listen, man, $15 on my own, just submit cards on my own. 14
Yeah.
bucks. Like to me, I look at that and I say 14, 15, whatever. I can just send cards myself now.
Right.
And it makes, my buddy said to me, so I'm going to ask you this question, because I think this is something that you kind of think about a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
When they were at what were they at, 18 or 20 or what the hell
18
were they at?
18 if you submitted 50 or more.
All right. And
I
what
think
were
they were
they
like $20 for like anything anything under 20.
Okay.
Like
Was
that,
that what?
21
Damn.
or something like that.
All right.
Yeah, they were up there, dude.
Yeah. So
there's a reason why I'm sitting on a stack over here, right?
Yeah. So that to me made no sense, right? 18 made no sense when PSA is 19. But then my buddy made a good point. He submits to SGC all the time. And he said, so $5 difference really makes that much of a difference for you? And I said, well, think about it. $5 off every submission, like card, is essentially like another card. You know 100%. What I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, it matters.
Yeah.
And $5 when you do the math on like a margin, right? If you're paying 15 instead of 20 and that card's going for 70, 75,
that's eating
it's
into
$5
the
more dollars in your pocket. Right.
Yeah.
So
the other way I think about it too is like we down here in Texas we have the luxury of low gas costs, right? So it's like when my gas is $5 in California and it's $3 in Texas, doesn't really matter a whole lot when I'm filling up a motorcycle.
Right.
Nobody gives a shit. Fucking motorcycle holds 2 gallons, right? But when I'm filling up my Suburban, which holds 26 gallons, well, that $2 difference kicks you in the nuts, right?
Yep.
And it's the same situation with these grading companies, right? Both SGC, PSA, CGC, and all the other ones, right? Is that if you're looking at the dollar amount per card, it doesn't matter on a card-to-card basis. It's whenever SGC requires you to send at least 20 cards. Okay, well then now that dollar amount adds up, right? Because it's per card and it's on a 20 card order, right? Same thing with PSA. Oh, minimum is 10. Okay, well, if I'm going to save $15, if I'm going to save $5 a card on 10 cards, that's $50.
Right.
And listen, you and I know each other pretty well. $50 is $50, my man. Like that's to take a gas, Bubba, right?
Yeah, it's hey, what $50 is what? Three
That's
more cards. That's three more cards you can submit.
Exactly.
So again, it goes back to like what I kind of have always believed with SGC of how I use them, of like quantity, right?
Yeah.
And again, I'm not here to make the argument of they sell for this or that. I know it where it sells 70%. I'm okay with that, and I know that going in, right? And what I say to myself now is that's, again, with that $50 off thing, that's 3 more cards I'm able to send.
Yeah.
That I can have on eBay or wherever. And with Mascot, I can have it like a couple
Instantly.
spots right now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think, and the other piece to this too, I read some of the the turnaround time, again, that's it's not, it's unbeatable, right? But with the app, and from what I kind of gathered from you and Bobbles and some other people on Instagram and whatever else, the ability to collect your cards now and have them, images, pop report, all that stuff. Like I saw someone commented in your video that you did about like PSA's had that for years. Yeah, they have.
Right.
And all the other companies have been lagging. Like Beckett's app sucks. It's archaic.
Yeah.
Right. But PSA's app is easy to use. It's easy to navigate. You got the set registry app, blah, blah, blah. So if SGC goes that route and creates a separate set registry, because they're building, that's what they're doing, is getting ready for a registry.
I believe so too.
You're that just adds to that.
Yeah.
So that's a value bump.
Yeah.
It may not be a 30% bump,
right?
But 5, 10%, 15%, it's something.
Yeah, and make no mistake about it. I mean, Peter, even when we interviewed him, when we talked to him, and some of the conversations we'd have with him off cameras, they're fully aware that they're behind.
Yep.
That they were behind when it came to the fact that they didn't have an app out, right?
Right.
They were aware that they are behind in the sense that they don't have a set registry out. They're aware of these things. He told us, he said, dude, if you could see the board that I have behind me with all the shit that we're trying to roll out, because we know we're behind, right?
Yep.
And which I totally respect that piece of it, and totally respect the fact that, hey, we have those things on our hit list, but guess what? We're not just going to roll out anything for the sake of rolling something out just to satisfy the masses, right? We want to roll out something that we feel great about and something that we feel good about when we do roll it out, that it's going to be a value add to the people who support SGC.
Yeah. Yep. And I think the other thing too, right, that I don't think anybody's talked about yet, in app and some of this technology advancing and stuff like that, rolling it out now starts to show potential. And this is pure speculation. Let me just throw that out there too.
Yeah.
Now starts to show potential investors. These guys are for real.
Yeah.
So if they do go looking for some outside cash to maybe further expand,
pop things up,
you're starting to put a fresh coat of wax on the old. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I think there's a lot to like about it. Anybody that poo-poos it is just probably an angry, miserable human anyway. So whatever.
They kick puppies. The kind of people that they are. Yeah, no, I'm with you, man. I'm 100% excited about what they did. I would have already done my submission, but I'm waiting on my retrieval from Arena.
Yep.
For a lot of potential Kraken resubs that I have in that retrieval order. So as soon as that comes in, we're gonna do some stuff there, because there's some CGC cards I traded for. There's some PSA cards that I traded for. There's a bunch of stuff in there that I traded for that I want. That's all PC items. Goff's about to score. He's about to score on them.
Yeah, Montgomery just went out.
Yeah.
So, kudos to the boys at SGC. Kudos to Pete doing, kind of keeping the foot on the gas, moving them forward. Again, I think it's a solid day for collectors. It's a solid day for the hobby.
Agreed.
And again, I think there's nothing but positives to take from that. And again, I think the price drop. Oh, you dumbass.
So you're maybe about 10 seconds behind me because I just saw that. That's going to end up on the come on, man.
Come on, man. So anyway, let's move on since football's on.
Yep.
When we kind of started talking about football a little bit, our boy, Coach Prime, has officially stormed the nation.
That's right. We are in Coach Prime era.
One game, and he's here.
Hold on a second.
The Buffaloes
we're going to pull this up
are
live.
for real, baby.
We're going to pull this up live. You know where I'm going with this, right?
Oh, yeah. Touchdown.
I want to see. That was a nice little, that was an old throwback sidearm.
Detroit's going to throttle Kansas City tonight, by the way.
You think so?
Yeah, Kansas City's banged up. No Kelsey. They have no wideouts. No Chris Jones. Yeah, I'm telling you right now. And Detroit's pretty damn good, I think.
Deion. Come on.
So Coach Prime, baby. First of all,
Prime.
I was watching what the hell was it? I don't know what that. I was watching some sports show, and they were talking about, like someone asked one of the analysts, like, what do you think about the Buffaloes? And they're a 21-point underdog to TCU, last year's national championship runner-up, and yada yada yada. And I'm like, wait a second here. Travis Hunter's the best football player in America, and he's on Colorado. And Deion Sanders is a freaking unbelievable QB. I didn't know anything about the running back. I'm like, this game, man, is going to be, I think, way more competitive. And the fact that Vegas gave 21 points, like, that was a give me bet. That was a give me bet. And I thank the people. I thank the good bookies at Vegas for giving me that one.
For giving you that.
Yeah. That was a layup. Like, I knew that one was a lock as soon as I saw it.
So I have
Coach Prime.
Part of my submission is my
go back to. Can you go back though, just for a second, to football and card hedge? Because I think this is classic. I saw this today. Yeah, go to football.
So we'll go to
card prices.
Card prices.
Yeah, and then click on football.
Prime's at the top,
dude.
Prime's at the top. Look at that.
Prime's at 1 and 3. It's amazing.
Up 88% in the last 7 days. Up 40% in the last 30 days.
Hey, listen to me right now. I'm telling you something right now. Deion Sanders is so relevant again. It's not even funny.
Oh, dude, 100%.
And anybody that denies that has no clue.
Yeah, I agree.
Colorado's recruiting class next year. No one will touch it.
Yeah, it's gonna be bananas. It's definitely crazy.
He's already signed kids that are coming in next year. I'm telling you right now, they're going to be a preseason top 5 team. It's insane.
Dude, you know what's insane about this, though, is that here's what concerns me about this kind of stuff is that look at the price disparity between a PSA 10 and a PSA 9. PSA 9 going for $60.
Yeah. What's the 10?
PSA 10 going for over $1,000.
What's the pop?
Pop's only 912 on the 10, but 4,200 on the 9.
Yeah. So
that's
people love the PSA 10 tax, baby. People love that. They can't help themselves.
Dude, an SGC 10 is going for $228.
Yeah, there probably hasn't been a sale though in a while. Click on it.
April 10th.
Yeah, so
it's been a minute.
You know what I mean? And I think that's a pretty tough set to gem with the green border. The
it definitely is. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like I have a Barry. What is that? Is that 89 score?
89 score.
So I have the Barry from that in a SGC 9.5. Listen, they made a lot of those cards.
Yeah, I have an
They-
89 Pro set. Deion, that's part of my sub
Yeah.
that's going in with the Seminoles.
Nice.
So I got that, but we'll see how that goes.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I've picked up a few Deons along the way. A, just because I like him, and B, I knew this was going to explode at Colorado, and it happened about as quick as I thought it was gonna. So
I'm curious now.
I'm pretty pumped.
I'm curious now what you can pick up. Because if you can pick these things up you can still get them raw for $10.
Yeah, but you gotta pay attention to those things, man. You know what I mean?
Right,
People treat that.
You're saying fakes?
Yeah, can no, not even fakes, but condition. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. You can still pick up 10s out in the wild, but like, man, that's tough. You know, and people PSA, we all know, like that card's not a 10.
No, this card's definitely not a 10. I mean, you can see it right off the rip, but
So again, it's just one of those things where, hey, I'm excited. It's excitement. You know what I mean? College football is one of those things too, man, where I feel like it's like such a good old boys network where, you know what I mean? Like it's the powerhouses. Like I like it when the Miamis of the world come back to life and the Florida States and everybody. Because that to me, that was when I was watching college football hardcore. And nothing beats like Miami whatever game. Remember those teams in the 2000s? That team was loaded, dude. That was like cheating.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a whole isn't there a whole Netflix series on it?
The U?
On the U? Yeah, something swamp something.
God. Oh no, that's the Gators. That's the Gators.
Okay, yeah,
that just came out.
Yeah,
so that was pretty good. I watched that. That was pretty, but it focused more on like they grazed over the amount of crap that was going on in that university. They didn't talk about any of it. They focused more on like Tebow and like the feel good story of it, which is fine because they've already, let's face it, with the Aaron Hernandez thing, they crushed that university. You know what I mean?
Hold on a second, dude. Let me ask you a question because I'm looking at this and this is really interesting. They have ComC has a PSA 9.
Yep.
Going for $62.
Yep.
Now,
that card looks pretty damn good.
That looks like a pretty damn good card. It's an old slab.
Yep. You could probably crack that and send it and get a 10.
But what I'm saying is that you could buy 10 of these, spend $600, buy 10 of them, 10 9s, crack and resub them, send them all in. You get one of those things to hit, two of them to hit. You're in the money.
Yep. All day. All day. All day.
Or even if you went the SGC route, got a bunch of SGC 10s, crack them and send them.
Yep. I don't know. You got to see what an SGC. There's got to be something before or after that sale we have. I just haven't looked. No,
there really isn't anything out there, honestly.
No, but those like those 9.5s, man. That's a steal.
I agree.
Steal.
I agree. 100%.
Look at that. That very easily could be a PSA 10.
$199. Guy's asking $200 for it.
Yep.
Very interesting.
I mean, I don't know if I'd pay $199 for it, but
no. But he's taking offers on it.
Oh, he's taking offers. All right.
Yeah. $199. He's taking offers. This guy also $199. He's taking offers.
See, there's a 10 right there. 900.
Yeah, the guy's asking $900 for this 10 right here. Anyway, just a crazy little, just an interesting. What about a BGS?
Do you watch a lot of college football?
I don't, but I'm gonna start watching Prime for sure.
Yeah, see, I do, and I love it. So this was awesome to me. You know what I mean? Like this whole thing is awesome, and I love it. I love like Duke beating Clemson the other night. I love that. They nobody gave them a shot, and then Duke beats them. Duke had like you and me playing.
Yeah, I mean, underdog stories are always the best, right?
Yeah.
And I mean, immediately I was like, what are these cards going for right now? And yeah, I mean, over the last 3 or 4 days, it's gone from a September 1st, $782. And then the
Yep.
last sale was the 5th. So we still got a couple days worth of sales that are probably not in here yet. But
Yep.
800 and yeah, $1,000 was the last time. Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. No. I take that back. $560 on August 30th. And then now all of a sudden, $1,000. Last sale.
On the
Yep.
SGC 10.
On Coach Prime SGC 1089 score.
Wow. Telling you. Like, that's a play, man, right there. It's a play all day long.
Oh, and he's got a baseball rookie card too,
Yeah.
right?
Yep.
Topps 89 Topps traded. Yep. He
Yep.
sure does. Yeah.
Yep.
That one hasn't really moved a whole lot, but
No, and people forget he was a
wait a second. $56 on the 1st of September. Now it's a $85 card.
really.
Yeah. Yep. Not bad. Not bad. I'm a little bitter about that because that's one of the cards I got scammed on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I picked up the autos, I was like, oh, there's a Deion right there. That's kind of dope.
Deion's got a lot of, again, being a guy that played through the 90s, there's a lot of cool cards of him, both football and baseball.
Yeah.
So
no,
like
agreed.
you have quite a bit to go after with him, and he's a fun dude, man.
Oh, dude, the reason I love this Pro Set one so much is not for the picture on the front, but for the picture on the back. Look at that.
Yeah. Jerry Curl City looks like he's an MC Hammer video.
Dude, he was such a character, man. The best, absolutely the best. And then what I loved so much more about him is that he was such a character when he was on the field. I mean, off the field. But when he was on the field, he was a beast. The best cornerback.
He really wasn't like a douche.
No.
Like he was, but like I hated him when he was on the Cowboys because I'm a Giants fan. I hate everything, Matt. You know what I mean?
I can see that.
But when he went to, San Francisco, I liked him. Atlanta, I liked him.
Atlanta,
you know what I mean?
My favorite prime was Atlanta prime.
Yep.
Because when he got to Atlanta, he went bug wild.
Good, anyway. So
let me ask
I'd love to hear people's comments though.
Yeah.
You're a big college football fan. Like, what do you think? So, when you're watching this and you hear this, what do you are you in? What are you thinking? Because I think it's a major story because he literally has changed the landscape of college football.
Yeah. I mean, came out the gates and beat last year's national champion.
Well, second runner-up.
Runner-up, yeah. But went to the championship, right? Yeah.
Yep.
So
went to their house,
punched him in the mouth,
and boop.
Yeah.
I love that stuff.
Yeah,
I love that.
That's good stuff.
So, all right, what were you gonna say?
I said I wasn't gonna get into this, and I'm not. But there is an aspect of it that I would like to get your opinion on.
Yep.
So there's this whole fiasco about the Rock autographs for chasing cardboard, bunch of stuff going on with that. But one of the things that has come out of that is this idea of the quick opinion services, the autograph quick opinion
on
autograph
eBay.
Yeah. Are you aware of that service? You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. Like you can pay on eBay like $10 or something, and Beckett or PSA or
and they'll give you
somebody.
a quick opinion.
Yeah.
So PSA, the way they got it set up. Oh, look at my homies. My homies is booking, baby. PSA sets up a service where you can pay them $10, send them a picture, and then they'll go, doesn't look like an authentic autograph, but send it to us. That's the service. That's the service, right? Like that's the service. And so the big hype that's going on about right now with this chasing cardboard card is that there was a card that they had up for sale, and then the guy that was an autograph that was not authenticated. The guy that won the auction used that service, used Beckett's version of that service.
Yeah.
Beckett came back and said unlikely to authenticate. So the guy goes back and says, "Hey, Beckett says this is fake. So I don't want to pay for it. Can you please cancel the auction?" Yep. So Ty cancels the auction. lists it because he lists it again, right? He
Yep.
relists it on his store. There's
Yep.
two different sides to this story on the relisting part. There's a
Okay.
part where he has somebody working for him that relisted it, but
Okay.
he has decided to take the full blame for that, as any good manager will always do.
Yep.
And he's also admitted that relisting it was not the best thing to do, and that is a touchdown.
Yeah.
That is a learning point for him where he said, I probably shouldn't have done that. That's where I messed up, is relisting it. What I should have done is not relisted it, but sent it off to be authenticated if I wanted to continue with the sale of that card, because there was some contention about the authenticity of the autograph through this Beckett service. Well, since then, that's what created the shitstorm. That's when Fit hit the shand, as Mike Moynihan says. And that's where the whole debacle started, with Sports Card Radio and everybody else piling on, calling Ty a scammer and all this other stuff. So then he sends the card off to get authenticated. It comes back. PSA authenticates it. They say, no, this is an authentic Rock, the Dwayne the Rock Johnson signature. And so he does this whole thing where he releases it and he gives it away. He ends up giving the one of the autographs away. He's going to auction off the other one for charity, so on and so forth. But what that does is that leaves a pretty big stain on this service. And I don't know have you ever used that service before?
No, I wouldn't.
Not at all. Okay.
I wouldn't.
Even before all of this, that's not even a service that you.
Yeah, I would never, ever buy an autograph card or autograph anything
that's not authenticated.
That is not authenticated. Or I got in person myself, and it was just for like I have all these autographed baseballs and stuff up here.
Yeah,
they're not authenticated, but I know I sat there in spring training and got them.
And got
is
your
that Rasheed Rice? Hey, it's my boy. I started him in fantasy.
Did you really?
It's like I knew. It's like I knew. If you head over to JD Sports Cards, you get your fantasy picks, baby. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I was gonna say what? I could use that.
I might start doing that.
You should start doing that.
I should. But I don't. I mean, so here's the thing, right? If you have without the card in your hand, if you're the
authenticator,
authenticator,
yeah.
And I send you a picture. What was the quality of said picture?
Whatever was on the listing, right? It was like a scan of the car, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that takes into account, like, was the scan good? What, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, right?
There's a lot to that, right?
And it can be tough to authenticate based off of whatever. Personally, I'm not buying something and ever using, because to me that's just a way for those guys to make cash. You know what I mean? Like, you just sit there and have like, it could be like your insurance company, like automatic decline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you paid me $10.
Yeah.
But at the same time, in the case of the original buyer, it's $10 is worth it to protect your purchase.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, I mean, I could see where somebody. So I was just watching prior to you and I jumping on. I was watching Bench Clear Media. They have the Hobby Think Tank with Mike and Mike, and Mike asked Mike Moynihan, like what do you think of this service, right? And he says, well, it's better than nothing, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
And in a situation where you're looking to buy something and you're potentially going to pay maybe a couple $100 for something. I mean, I could see where somebody would go, let me at least send this in.
Right.
But, and this would be a question for the people who are listening, if you can leave it in the comments. Has anybody ever used that service? Because I've used it. I used it once. Has anybody ever used that service and gotten a answer that said, yeah, that's actually a good card. You can buy that. That's going to authenticate.
And then it not authenticate.
Because we've seen, we have clear evidence of the opposite, right? Where they said, oh, that's not going to authenticate.
Right.
And in my conversation with Ty, one of the things I said was, well, PSA or Beckett can completely absolve themselves, right? In this situation, right? Because as part of the entire debacle, people sent the images to PSA's quick opinion as well, and PSA came back and said, no, that's likely not to authenticate. And that's the verbiage, right? And so the verbiage is it's likely to not authenticate, or we can't confirm its authenticity, right? Or, just there's something about it they didn't like. And it ultimately is going to pan out where if they do in fact get it in hand and authenticate it, as it was in this situation, you have no claim to those $10 that you threw down the drain, right? Like,
right.
And then they can go, well, no, we didn't say no. We just said likely not. It seems like a very gray area to me. And it seems like there's just too much legality there that they can, always fall back on. And it just seems like a big money grab to me. Like there's just no way that any of that is useful.
Wait. So wait a second. So people actually spent $10 and sent it on their own to PSA?
Just as part of the ruse, right? Just to pile on Ty and just
You know what? Like, I don't know Ty personally.
That's the world we live in, Bubba.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, I have just so many other things to do with my time than to do. Like, that's amazing.
I was curious about that too. I didn't know if you had ever used that service or if you were aware of it. But for you, it's a hard stop. If it's not authenticated, or I didn't sit there and get the auto myself, I don't care. I'm not buying.
Or if it's not like if it's not a newer pack pulled card that I know.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, I'd buy that raw.
Yeah,
but like I'm talking about, like, if you took like I don't know, I took this card right here. I don't know who this is. David Rahm, some German soccer player, and I got it autographed and I put it up there. Well, I know this isn't a Panini Prism. This isn't a Panini sanctioned autograph.
Right.
I'm not buying that. You know what I mean? Yeah. Just because, like, if you're gonna get cards autographed and you're gonna sell autographed cards, it's worth it to get them authenticated.
Yeah.
I will say though, I just had 4 autograph cards finally authenticated by PSA.
Oh, no way.
Those dogs, they're pack pulled KGs and Pedros from back in the day. They took forever.
Yeah.
I forgot they were there. Like, my buddy was like, yo, your cards are done. And I'm like, what cards? And I'm thinking, like, the last couple orders we saw, I'm like, damn, that's quick.
That was quick.
It's like the autos. And I'm like,
the autos from February.
I'm like, what autos?
What a pass, man.
They took. So if you're getting stuff authenticated, it takes a while. It takes, and it's like $45 a whack.
Jeez,
35 or something like that.
It's $40, 45.
Yeah, it was a lot. I wasn't expecting it to be that much.
I paid less, so I bought a dozen cards that were on card auto, all guys from the 90s.
Yeah,
which is kind of still what bugs me about this whole situation that I got duped on, is like who's trying to scam people on Sean Kemp autographs?
Yeah, for
like,
real.
You know what I mean? Like, it just.
Yeah.
I would imagine that if you're going to try to scam somebody, it would be on something that's much bigger than that, or even Hakeem Olajuwon for that matter. Like,
yeah. Hey, give me 1 sec. My son.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Keep talking.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. So it's one of the things that kind of bugged me about that was that, it was, they came back all unauthentic or likely unable to authenticate or whatever. But what was interesting about that is that I ended up paying more for the authentication service than I did for the cards themselves. Because it was about $45 per card, which was kind of a kick in the nuts. And it was, I think I had about a dozen cards that went out, and all of them came back as not authentic. There's a piece of me that wants to send them to Beckett and see kind of what they'll do, but if I do that, that'll just be kind of like an exercise in futility, in my opinion. But
yeah, and that's the thing, man. Like, it's a lot of cash. You know what I mean? So if it is wrong, like the risk reward is there if you're buying. You know what I mean? But
and that's the reason why I bought the bulk that I bought. That's the reason why I picked up a set of 12 cards, because there were a few of them in there the Deion. There was a Deion. There was some Patrick Ewing cards in there, some Charles Barkley cards in there that that I didn't. I wasn't going to keep. I was going to buy them and then, get them authenticated and then sell them for 40, $50 authenticated. And in an effort to walk away with the 4 Hakeem Olajuwon cards that were in that set for free, essentially. That was kind of my play. There was also a Sean Kemp card and a Penny Hardaway card in there as well. So, that was my goal, really, was just to try to walk away with my PC ones for free and then flip the other ones just to cover the cost, or maybe.
You know what else is interesting too? I just thought of this because you said Hakeem Olajuwon. So I sent in a while ago remember that Hakeem auto I have, the fresh ink?
Yep.
They didn't make me go PSA DNA on that.
What do you
And
mean?
that's a night that. So the cards I submitted, like I forget what year that Hakeem is from. I think maybe 98 or 99 or something.
But it's
like
still Upper Deck though, right?
No, it's Skybox.
Skybox. Sorry. Yeah.
So,
but that's pack pulled authenticated.
Yeah,
already.
but the other cards I had too, the KGs, even though everybody knows that these cards are autoed. They're the signature rookies, like his high school cards.
Right.
And then the Pedro was like from Leaf back in the day, 96.
Yeah.
So it's interesting that I don't know what it is. I think maybe 96 and prior or something.
I think
don't
so,
know.
yeah.
There is a cutoff, and I get it to some degree, but it was just now that I thought about that, because I was like, you know what, I didn't have to do that on that Hakeem. So
yeah, there's probably a cutoff, or there's probably a manufacturer.
I think there is. You're right. There is a 96. I think it's 96 and prior.
And prior,
so 97, you're good.
Yeah. Because you can get autographics, I think, started in
like 97 or
97 or 98, something something like that. And I think that's where that cutoff is.
Yeah.
But then there were some things in there, like the there was the God, what's his name? I'm blanking on his name. Human highlight reel. Dominique Wilkins.
Dominique Wilkins.
There was a set in the hoops.
Yes.
That has
like a redemption or something.
Like a redemption or something like that. Yeah. That has a Dominique Wilkins autograph set in there.
Yep.
There's also a David Robinson in the there's an autograph set in the David Robinson. There's a Vince Carter set in Skybox.
Yeah.
That are all pre 96, 97, but they were part of the box set. Like you could actually pull one, right?
And I mean, I get it too. Like I know, like I think it. Wow, that was bad.
Yeah,
that was really bad.
Yeah. I think you and I
watching the game. So
yeah.
Like
you're talking about the fumble, right?
Yeah. So I don't know the full aspect of how many people PSA has or BGS has or whoever that authenticates autographs. How many people they have in their like authentication department, right? My guess is not a lot.
I think it's a whole that Jersey location. I think that's all that is.
Well, all right, so maybe, right? But I think to authenticate an auto, there's got to be some type of, like, if you remember Steve Grad, he was with PSA and now he's with Beckett.
Yeah.
And he used to be on Pawn Stars. He'd come in and he'd take the scanner thing. And my guess, that's my thought of how they authenticate autographs. They're looking for 10. Yeah. So like, I understand the process of it, right? So to speak a little bit to like Ziggy's point about why doesn't SGC authenticate, it's a time-consuming process.
Yeah, exactly. It's very laborious.
So it's not worth it.
Yeah.
In SGC's eyes to offer that, right? They'll do a pack pull, whatever thing.
Right.
But if you go and I see Omar at the airport and I get his autograph on a napkin,
Yeah.
it's not worth it for them because that's a salary or whatever it is that they're
Well, not only
tying
that,
up.
but it's a big liability, right? Because within the authentication, you're giving some sort of
Yes,
guarantee, right? Like,
guarantee. Yep,
and that's one thing that
yep,
I've always said about PSA, and I said this the other day when I was chatting with Ty, is that when it comes to PSA, the autograph authentication portion of what they do, I've always held to the highest regard, right?
yes,
They
agreed.
are the place to go, right?
Well, I'd argue JSA is.
Well, yeah, I mean, but
Yeah,
there's a hierarchy there, right?
yeah,
Of who
yeah,
it's
yeah.
PSA, it's JSA, it's Beckett, right?
Yep,
And those are
yep.
like the three big spots that you would go to.
Yes.
And to try to compete in that arena, it's not like you can go get people and train them up on that, right? Like
No,
that
it's
takes
hard.
that takes years
Yeah.
of experience.
It's like you're so you're talking smart for once because it's almost like an art,
Mhm.
right? And like you gotta like know certain things, what you're looking for.
Yeah,
I couldn't do that, nor would I want to, right?
yeah.
Um,
It's like only a
it's
true
a trade that
artist
yeah, yeah, it's
can
a
detect
trade.
a forgery, right? I mean,
Yep,
it's a trade. Absolutely. It's absolutely a trade.
yep,
It requires a special set of skills. You have to have special,
yep.
understanding of pen pressure and like all these things that are, that are tells, of like there's, what's funny? I was watching this the other day. You mentioned Pawn Stars. Um, this lady came in to sell a pistol that was given to her by Elvis Presley.
Huh.
And they had a guy come in to authenticate it, and the guy was the leading expert in authenticating pistols
Pistols. Yep.
that were given as gifts to people by Elvis Presley, because
Yep.
he loved his guns, and he was
Yeah,
very
yeah, yeah.
he was
And
very
there's a
generous. He
yep.
loved giving stuff away. He loved giving away cars and pistols.
Yep.
That was his thing. He loved to do that. And he said, and he did this off camera. I don't know if it was just part of the show or whatever, but he said that there is a special marking on every pistol that he owned that
Huh.
not very many people know about, that he has to look for whenever he's authenticating. And if it doesn't have this special marking in this special place,
Yep. Then
then
it's
it's bogus, right? Like,
yep.
I
Well,
don't
that
care who,
makes yeah.
so again, just really iterating and speaking to the type of skill that has to be had and the experience that has to be had
Yeah.
in order to do that job of
Yep.
authenticating, right?
Yep. So, and again, I think too, like, and I think that that's a perfect segue into maybe our last topic of the night. And I know we're up against an hour,
Yeah,
but this whole thing with card porn
dude,
is unbelievable.
give me a 5 minute rundown on what's happening there.
Essentially,
We need to get Lou
essentially,
on, because
yeah. So essentially, what happened is this guy Juan Garcia, who, for all things considered, is to now be known as the guy who was running card porn
yeah,
for all this time. And
yeah,
there was all kinds of speculation of it was this guy, it was that guy, yada yada yada.
yeah, yeah,
And he was the quote unquote hobby watchdog,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah,
And he
yeah,
was calling out everybody that did something shady. They went
yeah,
to tag card porn. Card porn would blow up their spot, call out.
right,
They were they were Robin Hood, right?
yeah.
Well, it turns out then there was a new article.
I think Ziggy tried to sick him on us one time.
There
Can't
was a
remember.
new article posted today by Darren Ravel of the whole thing. I retweeted it. Read it, dude. It's crazy.
I'll check it out. Yeah, yeah.
So he essentially bought like a Michael Jordan jersey that he was trying to say was photo matched to two Eastern Conference Finals games in like 96 or 98 or something like that. I don't know. And he brought it to this company called it's MEI Gray. So I don't know if it's Me Gray, My Gray, whatever. I don't know
Okay.
how the hell you say it, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And he said he had these two photos from this famous sports photographer's like collection.
Uh-huh.
And they, without really doing any homework, authenticated it. And
Okay, they photo matched it.
yep, yep.
Yeah.
Said it was photo match play. So it went from like a $26,000 jersey to like over $1 million, right? And people started in the game worn community were like, whoa, 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 hold up here, homie. That shit is not real.
Yeah, so there was like a charity involved where the guy
Yep.
said that they created this charity
Yep.
that bought these pictures from this photographer
Mm-hmm.
that's dead now.
Mm-hmm.
But then the son came out and said,
Tony something, and the son
yeah,
came out and was like,
son came out and basically said, my dad never
yeah,
worked with this organization, so we
yeah.
don't know where this guy got these pictures from.
Yep.
And that's kind of what blew up the whole spot, right?
Yep. So, long story short, again, it goes back to and people do crazy things to make a buck, right?
Yeah.
And when you think about, like, I haven't really digested the whole thing other than to think about what a scumbag. You know what I mean? Like, what a scumbag. Here you are, like, running this holier than now, like, account, and you're the worst offender of them all.
Dude, you're
You
the
know what I
biggest
mean?
scumbag of them all. Yeah,
Like, man, oh man, is that like comical? I don't know. I just think it's comical.
I reached out to Lou to kind of walk me through that, and I haven't had an opportunity to get back with him because I did the interview with Ty yesterday. We did the live stream yesterday, and then we did an interview with Ty on Tuesday. So I haven't had a chance to catch up with him, but I'm gonna have him on, and we're gonna chat about it.
We need to have Lou on.
We do need to get Lou on. We might do that.
You know what? We kicked off YouTube.
Yeah. Look, if our conversation ends up being anywhere 10% of what our group chat is, we're definitely getting kicked off the YouTube.
We gone. So yeah, so like, again, I think big big couple weeks.
Yeah,
a lot going on.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man. Grading cards, sending cards out, getting cards back. I got a bunch of cards coming back from PSA, hopefully next week sometime.
Any big pickups for you? You got anything good lately?
Yeah, so I just picked up this nice 7-patch KG.
Oh, I saw you posted that.
Yeah, KG, Dwight Howard, Sean Marion, Ben Wallace, Tim Duncan, Troy Murphy, and Elton Brand.
Right up my alley, baby.
Game worn patch card. So that's pretty cool for the KG. Serial numbered to 99.
Yep.
Then I picked up a little hockey, Timo Meyer, Future Watch Auto. This dude's going to drop 50 this year. You heard it here first. And then I just grabbed two more baseball inserts. A Vladdy from 2000. This one's a premiere date parallel out of 34. And then a Mike Piazza Statitude from Upper Deck. This is the silver die cut parallel out of 100. So those came in today. I've got a stack of cards here going to PSA. Got some cracking going on, and I'll do that. I got a video. I'll do this video probably Saturday of what I'm sending out, and then there's a potential massive hurricane coming up the coast, so I got these things shipped.
Right, dude. There's a big one coming. Yeah,
big one. So we haven't had one up here in a while. So we're I'm not saying I want it by any means.
That's what I was gonna say.
We're overdue. You know what I mean? We're due. So that's that. What about you? Anything on your end?
Yeah, I picked up I've been on my Shingun Rainbow Chase in hoops.
Yeah.
And I did pick up two monster ones. Red Explosion numbered to 15.
Oh, that's a nice one.
So that's a pretty monster card there for the set. And then as I was going through the checklist, I realized that there were two, and I posted about this on my on my Instagram page.
Yeah.
About the difference between the silver and the box premium set.
Yeah, what is it? I saw that, but I listened to it with the sound off.
Yeah, so in 2021, 2022 NBA hoops, there was a box set that you can buy from, I think it was Walmart or Target. I can't remember which one. That came with a little bit thicker card stock, and all the cards are numbered to 199.
Okay.
but it's a box set. And so that one has the gold foil on it. And then as part of the winter parallel blaster boxes, you can get what's just called or referred to as a silver number to 199.
Okay.
And so I had the silver thinking that I was set for the number to 199s, only to find out that there's 2 that are numbered to 199. And then that's when I threw up that question on Instagram. So shout out to those of you that reached back and were like, hey, this is the difference between the 2, because I couldn't figure it out for the life of me what the difference was. But dude, I'm down to only needing the gold shimmer, I think, number to 10, and then the press proof black 101.
Wow.
Sorry, and then I need blue explosion number to 59. So I only need 3 more cards for the whole.
I'm gonna go out and buy all those to 59.
The old rainbow.
Is when's basketball start again? November, October?
November sometime. I gotta go back and look. And then the other thing that I've been putting together is the rainbow set for Obsidian for that year. I still got a ways to go on that one, but I think I showed this one already, which was the lime green to 25.
No, you didn't.
That one was pretty dope, which was the last thing that I picked up. But yeah, I'm in the same boat, Bubba. I got a stack over here that I'm gonna send out. I'm waiting on my arena recall order.
Yeah, so arena for me was ice cold for the month of August.
I had maybe like 3 sales, but I've been doing a shit ton of trading.
No trades, no sales.
No trades, no sales.
Whole month. Dude, I was throwing out offers. You know what I don't like about Arena? They got all these like names, right? They got all these influencers and this and that. Yeah. I don't even know who the hell half of them are.
Yeah.
But it's either an instant reject or there's no counter. And I'm like, man, if I'm sending you a trade offer, you can't even like. So anyway, since the calendar turns to September, we've had 3 trades.
Holy shit! I just got
and 1 sale. Offers. But I realized. So what I've also realized is they like the modern stuff. Is does really well.
Yeah,
modern stuff
it does
really well.
Yeah.
The stuff like I just sold a Shaq intense insert. I think it was a 9.5 arena. I think it was either a 9 or a 9.5. I don't remember. But I had it listed for 60 and someone offered me 45 or 50 or something like that. And I was like, yeah, I'm sorry. Someone offered me 50, which was a solid offer. And I took it. So I was like, all right, well, there we go. September started off right. You know what I mean? It made it, but it's
kicking
just
things
like,
off.
I having fun on that site. I just wish there was like, and again, I knew like going into it, I sent so many 90s basketball cards. But you know what? I'm going to show you too. Like I'm bringing mine up. Hang on.
Okay. So I wanted to show you this really quick. Cause, who the hell is Brandon Lowe?
Brandon Lowe?
Lowe
for the
Tampa Bay
for the Rays. Yeah. Yeah. What about it?
He any good?
I
got somebody wanting to trade me a PSA 10 Brandon Lowe for my Jackson Hayes. I think I might do that. No. I rejected that one. I think I might do this Trey Murphy.
My internet just froze.
I don't want to keep my Jordan Poole. All right, I'll accept this one. This is the
my internet froze. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
All right. Yeah,
you're coming up. You're coming up loud and clear, Bubba.
All right.
So we'll take that.
I picked up a nice Danny Dimes optic pink Arena 10 the other day. What else did I pick? I picked up some nice KGs. Yeah, I gotta say, like, it's fun, man. Like, why people aren't like receptive to that? I just don't know. Like, what are you doing with your cards? You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah.
You know, I don't know, whatever. I'd rather have them moving it around than nada. You know.
So the last, let me see. Let's take a look. The last, let's look at the last 7 days. $15 the last 7 days. The last 30 days was $50, $46
Yeah.
in sales. But like I said, man, I've been doing a shit ton of trading.
Yep.
So yeah, my trades has been kind of nice this month. I already showed some of those. I picked up that emotions. It's part of what I recalled also. But yeah, man, it's been going all right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been going all right. I think
I can't show anything because everything's frozen on my end. So
yeah, I'm gonna read that article from Darren Ravel. All right,
bro,
man.
Yeah, good stuff. Welcome back. We're back. So
We're back, baby. Yeah, we're definitely gonna crank them out going forward. This is episode 30.
is this 39 or 40?
No. We barely hit 30 not too long ago, I think.
No. This might be like 40, bro.
I think you might be right. Let me check.
Let's look.
Because I think
be nice if the I could see what you were doing. Oh, wait. Oh, I am back. All right, there we go. There we go. This is episode 40, bro.
Is it really?
Yeah.
It is episode 40. Look at us.
Yeah.
Look at us.
Episode 40. So,
yeah, because it was 39. Yep. You're absolutely right.
So we're getting there, buddy. You know,
dude, we gotta do something. We gotta do something big for the 50.
Yeah,
we need to. Yeah, we gotta do something big for the 50th. I'm
down.
I'm percolating some ideas. Yeah, 38. Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, the last one we did was 39.
Yep.
Dang, almost a month ago.
Before we go, shout out to Birdie. Birdie's been, because you went on a hiatus like more than I did. I was still making my own videos. So Birdie has fully migrated over to me.
He's all on you now.
Yeah. So,
I'm not mad at
you know, we got to get him on, and he doesn't respond to like how do we contact him to get him on. So
Birdie, yeah.
You know,
I'm sure he'll let us know now. But
yeah, Birdie, let us know, man.
Yeah, let us know. I mean?
Like, let us know. We want you on, man. It would be.
I think it would be a hell of a what? No, you know what we're overdue for is a live.
We are.
We're overdue for a live. We need to do that.
Yeah.
And then the way that we do our lives are always, we give out the link and we let people jump in, call in style. So awesome, man. Well, thank you guys for watching, listening. We really appreciate it. Sorry for the bit of the hiatus, but hey, we had to put the engines in neutral for a little bit, and we're back.
We got lives. Oh wait, you know what? I gotta tell you this funny story, and then we can go. I gotta tell this so everybody can make fun of me. So I have an above ground pool, and it's obviously Labor Day. You know, kind of the unofficial end of summer.
Yeah,
and so I always close my pool or Labor Day weekend because kids are back in school, sports, everything. We just don't go in it, and I'm not running the filter all day long for no reason. So I have an above ground. So those of you that watch us and have an above ground pool and have made it this far, God bless your souls. But there's like the return that goes into the pool that, you know, filters in the water and blah, blah, blah. There's a piece that you have to take out to put a plug in, right?
Yeah.
So they give you this tool. It's like it almost looks like one of those tools you would use to like smooth out caulk.
Yeah.
So I get it in there, and the damn thing is not budging, bro. I'm like, it's hot. I'm swearing my head off. Like it's just not coming. Right?
Turning the wrong way.
Nope. Oh. So finally, I get like the leverage, and I friggin' get it loose, and I'm like, all right. So I'm paying real like close attention so I don't drop the screwdriver into the damn bottom of the pool. So whatever. Dude, next thing I know, I'm like soaking wet. I'm like, what the hell? I look down.
You pissed yourself.
No. the hose from the filter, that piece that it goes into to the pool. Nope. It unscrewed and all the water was gushing out.
Of your pool.
I was like, oh F.
What?
So I'm like, oh
And
my
that one's
God.
low on the pool, right?
Yeah. So now I'm like, crap. So like I take the thing, I jam it back up, and I screw it all back, and I'm like, all right, I think I got it. So I look, and it's still kind of trickling.
Seeping out a
So
little bit.
I get it, whatever. Lo and behold, all good. But man, I got soaked. Like
Dude, you
it
could have
was
emptied
not.
your pool out.
Yeah, it was like it was bad. And my neighbors were having like a graduation party for their kid from college. And I'm losing my mind. A- Afterwards, I see my neighbor, and he's like, "Hey, everything all right, man?"
Hey,
I'm
you
like,
all right over there?
so I told him what happened. He goes, oh, "All right, that's justifiable."
That's
I'm like,
hilarious.
dude, of all days, you know what I mean? So anyway,
Yeah.
pool's closed, but not without a little bit of comics. So
I can't
that's
close.
that.
I wish I could close my pool. We don't close our pools here.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're down in the Gulf, bro.
I could swim in November if I wanted
Yeah,
to.
well, it's gonna snow here soon.
Ah,
So
man, I'm so jealous of that. It's still like 95 degrees over here.
it's 95 here too. So
Oh, that's true. Well, at least we got
yeah,
AC.
yeah. So I have AC too. So
Oh man, good stuff.
yeah.
All right, Bubba.
All right,
All right,
bro.
thanks everybody. We appreciate you guys watching. Catch you guys on the next video. Love y'all. Peace.